What's up, everybody, and welcome back once again to the Don't Shoot Disc Golf podcast. I am your host, coming to you live from my studio here in South Manchester. My name is Harry Messenger, and I want to give a massive shout out to the show sponsors. Thanks to London Disc Golf Community for sponsoring the YouTube stream, bringing us the multi-stream options and also the video on demand later. And thanks to Disc Golf UK for making the show happen. We couldn't do it without them. And yeah, this is episode number 57. Thank you so much to everybody joining us in the chat. Hi to Sam, Simon, Andrew, and Thomas who've joined us so far. I'm always wondering if there's going to be many people watching live in the summer, or if people will start watching later. Who knows? But hopefully some of you are listening in the future, having been out there playing some real disc golf during the show. Hello to you guys as well. And yeah, with no much further ado, I would love to introduce to you all this week's guest. This week's guest is a man who has been taking the UK disc golf scene by storm somewhat, winning some tournaments, doing very well. So we thought it's about time he came on the show. From Team Ace Disc Golf, it's Josh Birmingham, everybody. Josh, are you there? Yo, so. Welcome, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Got some people in the chat. Oh, dang, let's go, Josh Birmingham. So excited to have you. And thanks for joining.
Oh, wait. I need to pull the chat up, don't I?
Yeah, you could pull the chat up and see what's going on. You could. Make sure you mute the video if you pull it up. But yeah, Josh, welcome to Don't Shoot for your first appearance. I can't believe it's taken me more than a year to get you on. I've been
thanks
slacking.
for having me.
But yeah, well, you can't go win 2 tournaments in a row or whatever it is you've done and not make it on the show. Can't be having any of that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been good, man. Yeah, so thanks for having me, and I'm excited to be doing so well. So here we are.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. And yeah, we got some people giving you some love in the chat, like we said. Thanks to everybody for joining us. And Josh, for anyone who might somehow have missed you in the UK disc golf scene, why don't you let any of my listeners who don't know who you are brief introduction, please?
Yeah, so Josh Birmingham. I'm local Croydon player. I live just south of the river in London, so that's my local. Been here about 3 years. Followed my wife over for her job, and we've just been loving it. But yeah, I got into disc golf really seriously once we moved here, and played for about 10 years or so. But I'd never competed in a PDGA event until I moved here. So
wow.
But yeah, so yeah, it's been good. Like Harry said, I've won a couple of tournaments recently, just due to a load of practice during COVID, and but yeah,
stepping it up and making some moves. It's really great to see.
Yeah,
it's cool. So so you said you've been playing for 10 years or so. When did you first become aware of disc golf? When was it first cross your radar, and what was the story behind that?
I think I was about 23 or 24, and I was back in Georgia, where I'm from, in the States, and basically just a roommate / band member friend of mine had played before, and his brother came to town and kind of showed us the ropes and handed us each one disc. But it was at this little par 3 course, really close to where we worked, and we'd go every day after work. As soon as we discovered it, it was very addicting. And but we were all musicians and traveled together on the weekends and things like that, so we never did anything more than just some recreational play just with ourselves. Yeah, but yeah, it's great. That's about the only course I played probably for a year. I didn't know any other courses existed, to be honest. And then I had one DX Stingray mid-range, and I putted with it, drove with it, nice. Everything. So yeah, had that. I think I literally had that one disc for almost a year.
Cool. And then you took the next step and sort of expanded your horizons a little bit?
Yeah, expanded my horizons, i.e. got a DX Birdie, so that really opened things up for me.
Oh yeah.
Very unpopular disc, but I don't know how I found that one. But yeah, once you figure out there's more molds and things, and these go farther and stuff like that, you just you know the drill. You just start buying everything. So think I came over here with about a bag of 10 discs. On a
Okay,
little
so
sling bag.
yeah, so still fairly modest, but you were a player.
Yeah. I had all the molds. I had the mids, my birdie putter and maybe a destroyer in there, but my 3-time champ crate was my go-to driver then, but not too many people know about that disc.
Yeah, that's an old school one. Well,
yeah, man.
Middle school maybe, but
yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. So then you came over to the UK and you moved. Did you move straight into London? Did you go anywhere else first?
Yes. Yeah, we've been in basically the same flat since we got here. We're in Battersea, which is just like I said, south of there, and but yeah, I've been here the whole time. Yeah.
Nice. And then so how long was it you were in the UK before you went to check out Croydon?
It must have been all of about 2 weeks.
Right. Okay.
Right before I moved, I started playing a lot again. I'd taken a few years off, just I was so busy playing music on the weekends and things, and so I'd just kind of gotten back into it. And so the first couple of weeks, we were getting settled and kind of looking for a place to stay, and that was my very next thing on the to-do list, was find a disc golf course, which I found. And Croydon, for the first time you're out and you're by yourself, is a bit of a beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I got lost between 5 and 6 for a while.
Been there. It's
But,
so it was a baptism by fire into UK disc golf then, because Croydon, one of the hardest courses we've got.
Yeah, for sure. Luckily, one of my first rounds, I ran into Simon Luard out there by himself with Alan, and we made fast friends. And he didn't tell me he was a legend at the time, but as soon as he threw, I kind of knew something was up with that guy.
Silky.
Yeah,
you can watch Simon Luard throw. I could just sit there and watch him throw DX rocks off the same tee over and over and never get bored, I think.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't want to go too far forward in the conversation, but Noah and I both went out of bounds on hole 1 at NDO with like big drivers, like, "Ugh," and he just stepped up with the rock and just right down the pipe. He's like, guys, calm down, just do this. And it was perfect.
Yeah, he did the same thing. My first memory of Simon Luard is we were standing on the tee of the par 4 at Quarry Park. So it's called 6 to 7. It's hole 5 on the black course at Quarry Park, and we were playing the front tee. So this is when I was practicing for the black am course. So that's where you play all the black tees but 1 tee forward. And I was throwing my trace. I used to throw a trace speed 11 driver when I was like 800 maybe rated. It was not a good disc selection. I was throwing that OB left over and over and over and over again, and Simon said, "Oh, what are you throwing?" And I showed him, and I was like, "Oh, I love this trace." And he was like, "Why are you doing that? You only need to throw it 90 meters." And then he just got his DX rock, threw it from a standstill, and was like by the pin of the short hole. And what?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, making us all feel silly with drivers in our hands.
Yeah, definitely. Continue to do it if this gets back to you, Si. It's a pleasure. But anyway, we skipped ahead a little bit. So you met with Si, and you're at Croydon. When did you play your first UK tournament?
First UK tournament was in Brighton. It was at the Temp course there. It's at Stanmere Park.
Yes, I remember the tournament.
Yes, you were there.
I was not there. I was definitely not there.
Oh, but, okay. My memory's not that great.
I've never actually been to Brighton, so there you go.
What?
I know, it's a long way from here.
Okay, all right. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty close, I guess. But yeah, it was at Stanmere Park. I could go get the trophy and not trophy, the disc that I got everyone to sign. But I played intermediate, which was, I think, MA1 or MA2 supposedly for that tournament. But turns out I should have been in the pro division that day because I beat everyone in my first event, which was really crazy. I was not expecting that. But yeah, everyone was calling me a bagger. But standard. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know where to sign up. I just got my number and came down. So my biggest competitor, and well, still is Noah Smithson at the time. He and I, that was our first battle. I remember watching him warm up on the practice baskets, and I was just like, man, I'm in trouble. This is like, I don't know how old he was at the time, maybe like 14. But yeah, he was pretty serious even then.
Yeah. I wish you could still putt that well.
Whoa, got him.
Shots fired. But yeah, no, seriously, yeah, it's cool to see. And the battles continued all the way through to now. So what's one standout tournament that you remember from those first few years, or first year or so?
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, I don't think I'll ever forget that one. And then what's the one where we do the Quarry Park versus Croydon?
Yes, the Heiser Cup, is it? Or
yeah, the Heiser Cup. That is, I've only done it once. We were, meant to do it last year, but it didn't happen. But that to me is the most fun, tournament you can do, just because it's not rated, so you can, but you're really into it, and it's just like the bragging rights me more than anything, really.
Sure.
But yeah, it's great. I can't wait till we bring that back.
Yeah, hopefully this year.
Yeah, and then the Quarry Park Open 2019 was really good for me. Made the finals and the lead card the last round, or the last 2 rounds, and I was on the West Coast coverage, so that's cool.
Yeah, sure. So that's one of the first times we met. We'd met before that. I can't remember when the first time we met was, but that was the first time that I kind of spoke to you in detail. That was one of the first proper chats we'd had. That was a good weekend.
Maybe we met in Croydon when you won your division. I can't remember what year.
That would have been 2018. That was the Perfect Flight Tour. 2019. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, that's it.
2019. Nice. The date, the 26th and 27th of April.
That is a really nice trophy you've got there.
It is a very nice trophy I've got there.
I don't think I've had a trophy for any event that I've won yet. Well, that's not true. Croydon things, I have like the plate and the Croydon Cup, but I've since given it away due to bad play. But yeah, the last few tournaments have had no trophy, and I think it's due to no ceremony after because of COVID and all that kind of stuff. So it's like,
So you know what question I'm going to ask you next, don't you? What are you doing on the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of July?
Well, I'm not sad, but I am sad I'm missing it. But I'll be at home actually for the month of July, so I'm gonna miss all of that.
You've got pre-plans. I was gonna get a little plug in there for the trophies that you can win at the Manchester Wide Open.
That's all right. Maybe someone else will get it this time.
Maybe, yeah. You have to let somebody else have a chance at winning something, Josh.
Well, I let Parslow have the South Warden Swing. That's what we're gonna call it anyway. I'll let him have it.
Well, it's a good thing you did, because it would be unfair to just win all of the things. So yeah, we got Ian McDougall in the chat saying always cool trophies in Manchester. Very true, Ian. Very true. You'll have to come play our autumn event, Josh, and you'll have a shot at a cool trophy of some kind.
Yeah, any time I can hang out with Dukes, I'm there.
You know it. That's the real sell.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
So while we're talking about it, I might as well get my plug in for it now. Manchester Wide Open, 2-day tournament, July 3rd and 4th, in Manchester, Longford Park, 92 player field, £30 per person entry, and there are registration is open for certain until tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you want to get your place confirmed, get your registration in tomorrow before 6 p.m. If we sell out before then, there'll be a draw for who gets their places, but with guaranteed spots for FPO and Open and various other conditions. If we don't sell out before there, then it will be you'll definitely be confirmed in tomorrow evening. So if you want a chance at it, we haven't sold out yet, so there are still places. So if you want a good shot at a place in the tournament, get your registration in. And if we don't sell out, they'll be open for a bit longer. So there you go. My first tournament directing, first PDGA tournament. So
very nice.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so you did the assistant thing, right?
Yep. I was the assistant of the last one. Yeah, the assistant of the one day, and now I'm going full for it. Ian's my assistant this time around. So.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. How did you like the responsibilities and playing?
Yeah, it was good actually. I definitely don't think I could have done it on my own. I think the combo, there was 3 of us. There was me and Ian and then Alan. And then, of course, an amazing team of volunteers who did a load of the work for us. But having Alan and Ian around as well made it really easy to do all of the different parts. And it was quite nice because I was so busy doing all the TD stuff that I didn't have time to worry about my actual rounds. And then I played really well. So maybe that's the key.
Nice. Yeah, it can go either way, right? It's like you're too worried about it, and your just head's not even close to the right space. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I should have probably made a few minutes to warm up before the second round because my first 3 holes of the second round were pretty bad. So, but we live and we learn. I'll do that for the next one.
There you go. Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, excited, very excited. It's a good time to be in disc golf in the UK because there's so many people keen to join and play tournaments that you can just announce your tournament for a month's time and sell 92 places. So really exciting.
Yeah,
really exciting part of.
Yeah, and another thing, it's like, I'm running an event now in Croydon, and it's like the first time I've TD'd anything, which my version is super simple, but it's so easy to do. I think it might sound more intimidating than it actually is, given that the PDGA website's so intuitive.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone can really, it just does everything for you. Just plug in the numbers. So anyone looking to do that, should definitely hit up someone that's done it, like you, or someone with some experience. But yeah, it's really fun actually. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good. We've been given a message to tell us that our Zoom call is going to end. So in 6 minutes, we're going to have to quickly jump on a new link. So when the time comes, we'll do that. I'm not sure how that's happened because we get unlimited time with 2 of us, but not sure what I did.
So you didn't get the VIP, the Zoom?
No, but you see, I'm well known for being from the north, and people from the north are cheap, so we don't pay for Zoom Premium.
Nice.
But yeah, normally it doesn't happen because we don't have 3 people in the call. But I'm not sure when somebody else came in our call and ruined it for us. But who knows?
What a loser!
It'll work itself out. We'll just fire a new link over, and I'll do an ad spot in the middle. How about that? But
there you go.
But yeah, so we were talking about Josh Birmingham origin story, and we've kind of pretty much got to the present day, haven't we? But before we do the UK Disc Golf news and crack into the latest stuff, we will talk a little bit about your other main thing, when you're not disc golfing. You got your music stuff. Why don't you give us a little bit of a background in that?
So yeah, it's a big part of my life. I started playing drums when I was 8 years old. My grandfather has played most of his life. And so I grew up kind of watching him. And then the church I went to had like a full on, like basically a rock band, just insert, church lyrics. So every Sunday morning I would, go to church and see this guy playing, and I was always just drawn to it. So for about 1.5 years, I begged my parents for drums, but it's like one of those things, if you're not into it, it's kind of an expensive investment for a child. But they eventually caved in and got the drum set on Christmas morning. And I walked in and they were like, play something. And I was like, I don't know how, basically. So granddad showed me the first beat, and I just kind of went from there and listened to the radio and tried my best to, copy what I heard, and did that for a while. And then joined all the school bands, jazz band, symphonic, concert, marching, you name it, I was there. I was a big band nerd. So, yeah, it was pretty intense all through school, and then got out of high school and started just gigging, like in clubs and Actually, I started gigging in clubs when I was like 15 and 16.
Wow.
I would basically just carry my drums in through the front door as an underage person, and they'd say, "We need to see some ID," and I say, "Okay, let me go put the drums down on stage. I'll bring you, my ID back in a second." I would just never go back. And they would realize, like, okay, he's actually working, so he's all right. But yeah, just as much as I could, I was out doing it, and then about 10 years later, playing with different bands and things, touring around just kind of the Southeast and the States, I decided to go to school for performance in general. So it was just a certificate, so not a degree program or anything, but like kind of an intense year. We have to log in like 996 hours of like study and play. Yeah. And so basically became a gun for hire for anyone that could just call me up and say, "Hey, we're playing this set of music tomorrow night. Learn it and let's go." So I just kind of listen to it. I can write it all down real quick and then be ready to go.
That's good. That's nice. That's a good skill to have.
Yeah. So started doing that, and then I was playing in like 6 or 7 bands, be it covers, originals, and whatnot, wedding bands, and doing studio sessions and teaching. So it was a full-time job, and I just kind of gotten to the point where I was making a decent living just doing music for the first time, and then we kind of picked up and moved here. And so, not a lot of contacts for music here, and so I just kind of like fell off, which was nice because like for the last 10 years, every weekend I'd been traveling to go play somewhere, and like it had become like a real job. And obviously it's a really fun job, but time with the wife and things like that were definitely needed. So that kind of brought us back together a little bit, and nice. So we've been traveling around Europe and things like that. But honestly, I haven't really gotten back into it because disc golf's just taken over.
Sure.
As a solo sport, it's just you can do it anytime you want, and you don't need, like, as a drummer, I'm not gonna go play a gig by myself. No one's gonna stick around for that. I don't think so.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's been really good, kind of switching gears a little bit. And but I did a European tour about a year and a half ago with a buddy of mine from Nashville. I think I saved him some airfare for someone back home, basically.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know if it had anything to do with my skills, but yeah, so we did 4 or 5 different countries, and this was like literally right before COVID happened, and then we were supposed to do it again this past year, and it got all canceled. But yeah, that's about the extent that I've done here, just the one gig. But I'm still teaching privately, getting back into it slowly. Just nice. Had my vaccination, so now I feel like I can kind of go into people's houses again, and because the Zoom teaching has just been terrible.
Brutal, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you got the hands and the feet, and you want to make sure the technique's right and all that, and then you're reliant on someone setting up the camera in the right spot and the audio being good, and it was just, I felt like I couldn't charge what I wanted because we weren't getting anything done, so yeah. I just kind of put on.
Oh, and there's the break that we were saying. So while I get that smoothed over, let me tell you about my Berg Only event. I'll get Josh a new invite. We'll get him right back. Apologies for the delay. We don't normally have this this issue, but yeah, the Berg Only event. The registration is open, and it's on Ching, which is a Swedish company. So go to ching.se, look up the date, which is the 20th, Sunday the 20th, I believe, of June. That is correct. And come play Berg Only at Charlie Park. It's all open, the registration's live, and you can come hang out. And I will show you the prizes when Josh gets back on, because I want his reaction. So let me just copy the link, get it fired back over to Josh. Boom. And then Josh will be back. Payment is due ASAP, please. Due by the day, but if we have people not paying, they won't be able to play. So there's no deadline for payment, so to speak, but please pay ASAP. That would be great. I'll do a post. I'll do if I can work out how to do an email, I'll do an email, but I don't know how Ching's email thing works. But I'll do a post of some kind reminding people to pay and how to pay, and we should have Josh back any second, hopefully. And we can continue to talking about that. But yeah, Berg only, very excited. Ben wants to know if there's Battenberg in the players pack. There's not going to be cake in the players pack, but there may be Battenberg at the event. And if there isn't, please bring some. I will confirm that with you in advance. Hopefully, we can get this back. I was really enjoying listening to Josh's stories about music, to be honest, because I don't know if you guys know, but I used to do some music as well. So we have some stuff in common. But yeah, any questions about the Berg only, let me know. I can probably show the discs again, they're probably still here. I don't want to break anything else. Can't reach the discs from here. So may have to I can spot the Berg only discs while Josh gets rejoined. Too many Bergs on my shelf. Ah, they're right at the top. I'll grab them. Here we go. There's the Berg only discs. There you go, you can see the stamp pretty good there. Hopefully that looks interesting to you guys. You get 2 discs, you get one in K3 plastic, which is this one, and you get a softer one, a premium plastic one in K1 soft. And they're really cool. If you've never thrown a Berg, you'll be surprised at how little far you can throw it, and that's a lot more fun than you would think. Cool. Well, let's see if we can grab Josh back into here. He said he's coming. Who designed the stamp? Ben wants to know. So the original concept came from the Facebook post, and then Dan Hunter, who is the Disc Golf UK maestro who put a load of this together, came up with some ideas, and I picked from some ideas, and then Fraser at Disc Golf UK, who's their graphic designer, came up with the final stamp, and I think it looks perfect. So yeah, any more questions about the Berg only, or Manchester wide open, or any other things while we just go through this little intermission in the show? Apologies for that. Josh seems to be missing. Here we go. Hey. He's coming back. Sorry. Oh, he's no